Welcome back. Jitendra Gohil of Bajaj Alternate Investment is now the alpha manager for the day. Jitendra, the screen is looking so much better compared to the downfall that we had last week. The Nifty is holding on to gains of about 200 points, and it's been tough, right? Crude went to $100, went down to 70, and now back again at $100. In all this, in the last few months, what has your approach been to investing? What have you looked at to generate alpha?
Hey Rima, hi. Thanks for inviting me. First of all, if you look at generating alpha, I think we are still in the bull market. So we have been, talking about that. Look, market has been underestimating India's resilience. Obviously, there was some soft patch with respect to, let's say, dollar depreciation, war, tariffs. But India has been pretty resilient, and so far the growth has been pretty stronger than what market was expecting. Especially, let's say, example is consumption. Now, reports all around that look, consumption is weakening, struggling with respect to savings. But look at the auto sales numbers that have come up. Cement numbers have been extremely strong, and now the QSR numbers, diagnostic chains are reporting almost closer to 20% growth. So net-net, we have seen a very, very sharp rebound in economic activity. And probably that could be because of inflation. Inflation has started to rise, so there is a tendency to pre-buy. Now, let's see if that sustains in the second half. But our view is that economic momentum will continue. And if there is a broad-based rally, then definitely we will go for mid and small caps and pockets of sectors which are going to be linked to the economic growth. So net-net, I think market has taken this into account, and mid and small cap index at all-time high. However, still the challenge remains about the flows. And we feel that slowly, gradually, the FPIs have started to look outside US, and that is also a positive sign. And oil has also fallen, which benefits India more than any other Asian market. So that's the view that we have it on macro. Now, looking at alpha generating opportunities, I think there are multiple opportunities have evolved over the past few years. And I think there are sectors which were not present, and now these sectors have come out very sharply. For example, defense, or let's say shipbuilding. Now we are talking about some of the tactical calls with respect to consumption. Gems and jewelry, for example, that's doing phenomenally well thanks to Gen Z. Who wants to buy lower carat gold and fashion jewelry. So there are sectors like hotels, travel tourism is doing phenomenally well. So we think that generating alpha is looking at the policy shifts. Government has been very, very proactive in terms of addressing the market. For example, when rupee fell, recently I was reading that the amount is about $32 billion, and plus $7 billion has come in the debt market. So almost closer to $40 billion inflows that we have seen in the last 2 months or so. So that's how things are, and government has been proactive. So alpha generation is looking at these macro themes and investing in these stocks.
Right. Jitendra, anything, any sort of micro kind of individual stuff you want to talk about? Anything top of your mind?
Yeah, so I think, Prashant, if I look at from next 6 to 9 months, okay, so what are the events that are going to shape up Indian equities? I think next 3 to 6 months we'll see, stocks related to festive season will start to do much better. My confidence and our team has, taken a view that slowly, gradually we'll see that the kind of results that has come out from QSRs and auto and all. I think the consumption has been on the sideline. So some recovery is possible, especially on the consumer discretionary. Especially, let's say, take example of hotels, right? Almost, if I look at the luxury keys in India, is somewhere closer to 30,000 odd. Now, that is something which is at a very, very nascent stage. And I think we will see a significant surge in times to come with respect to travel, tourism, and even corporate travels. So either we can buy, let's say, luxury hotels, or some of the infra providers, who write algorithms for this sector. So the sector itself will do well, and there are some multiple sectors which are going to piggyback on the growth of higher demand for hotels. Number one. So that is one sector that we look, very interesting in the next 6 to 9 months. Second, we have to also look at UP elections. I think that will be sometime in March next year, and that will coincide with the 8th Pay Commission. So UP election spending plus you are seeing 8th Pay Commission spending coming in. So again, some of the consumption related sectors, probably we can look at even auto ancillary stocks or, as I mentioned, gems and jewelries, where there are very small companies or mid-cap companies which actually support the large companies with respect to their designing and manufacturing. So those kind of sectors we like the most. And the last one, I think some of the beaten down names, such as, let's say, platform companies, where we think there will be a lot of action as the consumption starts to pick up. That's the overall story. And other story is the government spending. So what we have seen in the past also, defense has been very strong, and there also, let's say, railway sector, port sector, where the government has announced several schemes. So we think that some of the infra players, where with respect to port, such as dredging companies or EPC companies, which is related to the port, construction. I think those kind of niche players are going to deliver at least 20-30% growth in our view.
In 1-2 lines, if you could tell us these infrastructure providers who write algorithms for luxury hotels, what does that mean?
I cannot give you the names, but it's very, the companies which writes is, it's coordinated between B2B companies, and there are some B2C companies as well, which look at, the hotel sector and travel and tourism.
Talking about rate gain, TBO tech type? Okay, got that. Thank you, Jitendra, for joining in. Mangalam is now joining in to get us the latest trends from the futures and options space. Mangalam?
Well, the market's continuing to do well in today's trading session so far, further accelerated by